Hey buddies, welcome to SA Plus Entertainment. Please subscribe to my new channel and hit the bell for notification so you don't miss the next videos.
Hello everybody, welcome to my sanctuary. Alright, so today I want us to talk about I'm talking to overthinkers. If you're an overthinker, this is for you. But also, if you're not an overthinker, this could be for you. The advantages and the disadvantages of being an overthinker. I am an overthinker. Phew, guys. Now, the advantages of an overthinker, and I'm talking from a personal perspective. This is not a general perspective. The advantages of an overthinker is that, one, it's very difficult to lie to an overthinker. And even though sometimes an overthinker will not expose you, but it's very difficult to lie to an overthinker because they find holes in stories. They don't forget. And you might think just because they kept quiet or they let it slide is because they're not aware that you're lying. But they could be aware and like, it's not worth it. Or let me just give them a long rope to hang themselves. But they're able to connect. The memory of an overthinker is unbelievable. And so that makes it difficult for a liar to constantly lie or to get away with lies, because overthinkers will remind you of this doesn't make sense because you said 3 weeks ago this happened and this now doesn't make sense. Or you slip up and they will remind you, and because you've forgotten, they didn't forget, they will remind you of So that 3 weeks ago you said you were at such and such a place, and then now I heard you telling your friend that 3 weeks ago you were sick, and so that's the advantage, but it could also be a disadvantage. The advantage of an overthinker again is that they are able to think on their toes, they're able to come up with a plan, they're able to get out of messy situations very quickly and easily, they're able to get out of messy situations, whether it's financial situations. They're not manipulative, don't get me wrong. They're able to think of plan B, plan C, plan D, plan whatever. They're able to plan ahead of an obstacle, what they're going to do when they get to that obstacle. When they anticipate some challenges, they're able to think ahead and stuff like that. Now, the disadvantage of an overthinker is that they overthink. They hardly find rest. They hardly find peaceful moments because they constantly thinking. But also the disadvantage is that they can overthink the situation even when it's not as bad or it's not as good or is not as turbulent. They can constantly think and overthink it and exaggerate in their minds, or give it the time it does not deserve in their minds, the space and the time and the energy that it doesn't deserve in their minds. They would give that situation, or they would, for lack of a better example, for instance, if there's someone that bothers you, or you're going through a breakup, you wake up in the morning, you start think of things that happened during the relationship, or think of things that happened during the friendship that gave you, that were red flags, for instance, that you let go, and you constantly giving that person an deservingly or undeserving airtime. That is the disadvantage, because they always say, do not let your past ruin your present, because once you let your past ruin your present will ruin your future. And that's the disadvantage with overthinkers, because they tend to either dwell in the negative, mostly the negative parts. They hardly overthink of great stuff, which that's the energy they're supposed to be putting their mind to or towards. They constantly overthinking of bad things, of either bad things that are about to happen, or that they feel that are going to happen, or bad people that have been in their lives, and it becomes a habit. Like the first thing when you wake up in the morning, before you even get out of bed, you start thinking of that person, or you think of that situation. And the last thing you do at night, or when you're driving, you're overthinking. You are hardly, not never, it's very rare when you are in the moment, whether you're driving, you sometimes even arrive at a place and not realize how you got there. You don't remember anything. You don't remember you being in the moment of the journey. That is the disadvantage of an overthinker. They're very intelligent people most of the time. They're very smart. They're kind people most of the time. But they are they become their own detriment. They become their own harmer. They harm themselves because they harm themselves mentally. It is something like, if you're an overthinker, please share what some of the things that you're going through that I didn't mention, and let's talk as overthinkers and share, and maybe we'll help each other. How do you not become an overthinker? Is it something that you're born with? Is it something that you inherit? Is it something that you get along the way? But I feel the older you get, the more of an overthinker you become, because now there's so many responsibilities, so many challenges, so forth and ons. So let me know. Hit me up on the comment section, or subscribe to my I don't have a YouTube channel yet. So let's share. Overthinkers, let's talk about it. It is a struggle, I must say, a struggle, because it can also lead you to depression. It can lead you to depression. So let's talk about it. All right. I love you.